Welcome back. I'm Dave Temple here with Rella Christensen, and we're here celebrating the 30 years for CEREC. And we were just sitting here talking, among many things, motorcycles and the big open West. We're talking about testing dental materials. And Rella called herself a PhD nerd, and I'm like, well, that makes two of us, except I'm just the nerd part, and you're the PhD. You're the smart nerd. I'm the dumb nerd.
Oh, not
anyway,
true. Not
thank you
true.
for taking time with us today.
It's my pleasure.
So you just stood out on stage where the room seats about 6,000. I'm guessing
That's
there
right.
maybe not quite that many there, but how did that room feel, and what did you talk about today?
Let me tell you, that room is full of enthusiasm and energy and dentists that are really trying hard to serve their patients with some methods that are way ahead. They are producing dental restorations right in their office. The patient can come and have just one appointment and have this beautiful ceramic restoration produced and actually watch it being milled.
Yeah.
It's definitely very inspiring.
I've been working as a contractor for Sirona for a couple of years
have
now.
you?
And the very first time I heard that science of being able to walk in, have something done right there, that's being built while you're in the chair, blew my mind. And I'm like, is this the new age of dentistry?
It actually is.
Yeah.
I think that the ceramics that they're using are definitely superior to other materials that we've ever used that are white. And the ability to image the preparation means that you don't have to have a gooey impression material. It means one appointment, you don't have to have a temporary restoration placed, and you don't have to miss work twice, which is important to a lot of people.
But how many people miss the gooey impression stage? That's a joke.
I would say that nobody misses the gooey impression stage.
That's a scientific term, by the way.
Yeah.
So how has the materials market changed in the past few years? I mean, we've been talking about this 30-year anniversary of CEREC and seeing how much transformation has happened. As far as materials, how has that changed?
As far as materials, honestly, it's done a complete 360. 40 years ago, even 30 years ago, metal was the main restorative material for the oral cavity, silver amalgam, and various alloys of gold and other alloys as well. But even as long ago as 50 years ago, it was predicted that this was not going to be sustainable. A couple of reasons. First of all, that the metals were getting very expensive and they fluctuate with the money market. And secondly, that the methods used to produce them were actually not even hundreds, but thousands of years old. I'm talking about lost wax casting and finishing of these materials all by hand. All of that's gone. If you went into a dental laboratory today, you would not find a Bunsen burner and wax. It's gone. And that's been in the last, I'm going to say really about the last 10 years that has taken place.
So to that point, and what I mentioned earlier, think about this. If you're taking and you're going back in just those past 10 years, what do you think we can expect perhaps in the next 10, 20, 30?
You're going to see some actually marvelous things taking place. They're in the mill even right now. I was talking to the dentist just a few minutes ago about the fact that there are some strong forces worldwide that see any kind of health care, both medical and dental, as an inalienable right of a person. Therefore, dentistry will be offered around the world in a way that it never has been before. You can go to many developing countries and you'll see that dentistry is extraction or nothing, whereas we're moving towards machine-produced dental restorations, and you'll see people able to save teeth that have been extracted. I work with a young man right now from Central America, and he has no molars. All 8 molars have been extracted instead of restored, because that's dentistry in the little town that he grew up in. He's now about 36 years old, and so you can see what's been going on. And now he's in the U.S., and he lives in a different economy, and he has no molar teeth. And he has no implants and no money for implants either. So all of this is going to change.
What is what's the most exciting part of your job? What makes you the most excited?
Well, the most exciting part of my job is working with the dentists. We actually have a little team that travels all over the United States, and we do microbiology of dental caries, whereas the dentist is working with the patient. We're actually taking samples all the way down into the very heart of the tooth, looking at what has actually caused the progression of this lesion. Mm-hmm. And we bring those organisms back to our laboratory in Provo, Utah, and we grow them up. And we actually sequence their DNA and give them a genus and species name. It's been very fun.
Thus the PhD.
That's the PhD.
You're not doing that in some quick little online course somewhere, some fill in the blank something somewhere.
Well, it's been a very interesting thing to do, because we found a lot of things that aren't in the textbooks.
Right.
So it's been very, very interesting.
We've had such a great opportunity to talk with so many different practitioners and educators from all around the world, and the thing that I constantly marvel at is the fact that the technology is just always growing.
Oh, it's going so fast, David. It's gone so fast. Just before this meeting, I'm talking 2 weeks ago, we learned of one brand new material that will be milled chairside. And 2 days before this meeting, another one came onto the market. And so we were just scrambling to get them prepared so we could tell the dentists about them. Things are moving so fast we can hardly keep up.
Wow.
Honestly, I don't think there's a concept among the practitioners of this really fierce competition among the companies worldwide.
A good kind of competition.
Oh, a good kind, yeah, because it pushes the technology, which pushes the advancement for the treatment faster, easier, better.
And you know what? Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
A lot of people think
everybody wins.
Yeah, everybody wins because
the companies win because they produce very useful things. The dentists win because they can offer them to their patients, and the patients win because they have things that now are very long-lasting, and they're white and they're very pretty.
Very key.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Any closing comments or challenges or thoughts for the day? Or
closing comments or challenges? Well, I would say that patients should seek out the practices that are moving ahead, where the offices are enthusiastic and where they offer the latest types of technology. Some move ahead, some don't. And I think that patients should seek out those that are moving ahead and constantly learning.
You know, and without sounding like I'm being gratuitous, now that I've learned so many of the systematics of Sirona, it seems archaic to think of it any other way, doesn't it?
Well, that's actually true. And to tell you the truth, there are now 2 competing systems. So even a year ago, we didn't have 2 competing systems. In other words, when you've got something good, other people try to jump on and get it too. And that's a good sign. I believe in competition. I think it pushes things forward.
Well, thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
And happy birthday, CEREC, right?
Happy birthday,
anniversary.
CEREC.
Same
30
thing.
years.
30 years. All right. Well, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back live once again here from the Venetian in beautiful Las Vegas in just a moment.